First of all, I want to say to Rodrigo that he has to be so proud that he is the one who signed that peace contract and that peace agreement. And this is the same thing that I'm telling all the people from FARC movement and all the people from Colombian people, because you made the history. So this is number one. Number two, I hope that one day I will sit with the same panel with the leaders of armed groups in our countries, for example, in our region. In Yemen, there is an armed group. In Sudan, there is an armed group. In Libya, there is an armed group. We need those people to be brave, like Rodrigo and like FARC movement, when they decided to enter to that agreement. And also to the country to be also brave enough to sign, the state, the government to be brave enough to sign, such kind of agreement. This is very important. So now, in the international level, so if you follow most of the peace agreements around the world, the problem is not with the agreement itself. Most of the agreements are great. Most of it, yes, there is some lack, some shortageness inside it, but the agreement itself that lead to the peace, that convince the armed group to stop wars, to hand over their weapons, and to be part of the political process, or any kind of stopping wars. The problem is not with the agreement itself, the problem is with the implementation. The implementation, the lack of implementation came from many things. First, the responsibility of the state itself. When it delayed the delivery of the services to the communities. So when wars stop, it needs an immediate work from the state for development, especially in the rural areas. It's very important. So the delayed delivery of the governments of services, that makes problems, erupt. And also the absence of the state itself. When in those countries, in those areas, the absence of the state, so they make the contract or the agreement, and they aren't able to implement the rule of law on that areas, and the gaps, started to the vacuum started to be wide, and then other armed group filled the situation and this gap, and this needs attention from the government itself, from the international society that support this agreement, and from people, because peace agreement is not only an agreement between two parties, between government and armed groups, between the two parties of the war parties. It also the participation of the society, the participation of young people, the participation of NGOs, the participation of women who should lead really the initiative and to stop this war leaders. Because those war leaders are benefit from the war. They didn't want wars to stop. They want to, because the war economy, the illegal economy, they benefit from it, so they don't want it. So people inside the society, inside these communities, inside these areas should play a good role, and also in the in all countries. And the fourth element, which is very important, which is we call it, as a revolutionary woman and as a revolutionary leader, we call it the counter-revolution the peace is the counter-peace people and countries. So, as a one belonged to the peaceful revolution in Yemen and Arab Spring, we did a great work in toppling the dictators. And we did a great work in transforming the state from the period of the dictatorial regime to the period of revolution to the period of the transitional period. We did a great work on that, and we made a great peaceful agreements with the previous, with the dictatorial regime, especially in Yemen. Who collapsed that? The Arab Spring in general and the revolution in Yemen. Who collapsed? It's the counter-revolution powers, countries, and the beneficiaries of the dictatorial regime. And here, I'm warning you, because the armed group and the beneficiaries of this war is not only the people inside Colombia. There was an international companies who are so happy with wars, who's so happy with the illegal economy of the drugs, trafficking, and with all, this story. And countries itself, for example, there is a documentary film talking about CIA rule on supporting the drugs dealers and the drugs dealers and trafficking in Mexico, for example. And there is some kind of companies. So who can stop this? Who can stop those beneficiaries of the war? Is people. So now your peace agreement is under threat. After 10 years, you are celebrating your victory while it's really under threat. So you have to be so curious. You have to defend in this agreement and don't let, as I said before, the fascist groups, the fascist governments, the fascist states to steal this victory from Colombian people. This is you. As young people, and you can do it. As women, and you can do it. As NGOs, you can do it. As FARC movement, this is your victory. Don't abandon it. Don't give up. Don't lose your hope. And don't, no, we will lose this agreement. And no, we will defend it. And we will not let anyone to steal it from Colombian people.